All right, let's go to the standings in the NFL so far after the Monday Night Football game. And this is how we sit in the NFC playoff picture. What do you know it? The 49ers now host the Bears and the Seahawks, the two teams standing above them for the number 1 seed or 2 seed. They will be either 1, 6, or 1 or 6 because of how the things might end with the matchups. They either lose to the Seahawks or beat the Seahawks. They would overtake them, depending on what happens with the Seahawks and the Panthers. But how do you see, Rod, I'll go to you first. How do you see this top 7 shaping out, knowing that now 5 teams have their names already etched in the playoffs? We don't know the seedings yet, but how do you see this playing out?
I could see if the Niners don't get the number 1 seed and they have to sit in the 5 spot, could they lose one of the next 2 and still sit in the 5 spot? If they sit in the 5 spot, that's a great place because you're playing Carolina. Respect to them, but it is Carolina. And then I think in a 3-6 matchup between the Eagles and the Rams could win that game. Oh, and then them being the lower seed, they would have to go to Seattle. I could see Green Bay, if they stay at 7, I could see Green Bay beating the Packers and then them being the lower seed have to go to Seattle.
I think they're going to be either 1 or 6, Rod, just based off of this. The Rams play the Falcons and the Cardinals, and I don't see them losing either game. That means they should finish 13-4.
Okay.
And the 49ers are either 13-4 and have the number 1 seed, or are 12-5 or 11-6, and then they're the number 6 seed.
Okay.
I would think if they're 11-6, Carlos, they would be the 7th seed. I would think that Green Bay would leapfrog them.
Yeah, but I don't see a path where they're the 5th seed is my point.
Okay, yeah. What I look at when I see the division leaders and I see the wild card, there's a part of me that almost thinks that the NFC representative in the Super Bowl is coming out of the wild card, even though it's 3 teams as opposed to the 4 teams. I can definitely see the 7 seed beating the 2 seed, whoever it is. I can see the 6 seed beating the 3 seed, whoever it is. And I can definitely see, I would be really surprised if the 5 seed doesn't beat the 4 seed.
Well, we'll see, because this weekend is massive for multiple reasons. You've got the current number 1 seed facing the current number 4 seed at Carolina. And just ask the Rams how'd that go. I'm not saying that it's an automatic win for the Panthers, not even close. But we've seen, and the Seahawks do have a mini bye in their advantage because they played on Thursday and the Panthers played on Sunday. So that's a not small, that's advantage. Seattle, advantage Carolina is they play at home. Yep. And then you have the 49ers receiving the Bears. So the fact that 4 out of the 7 teams right now in the playoff face each other is massive.
The Seahawks and the Niners could lose this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Ram, that opens the door for the Rams to get back in there. I mean, I almost think when you look at the NFC West, it is a 33.33% chance for each of those 3 teams.
Wow.
Here's something for you. I mean, don't you?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
And here's one thing for you. I know we've talked a little bit about, would that 49ers Seahawks game get flexed to Sunday Night Football? I think if it's a winner-take-all game in the NFC South, I would think that that's probably going to be the way they would go, wouldn't you? Where it's, if the 49ers are playing the Seahawks, both teams are going. Both teams, it's not a Saturday.
What about the market, though, Matt? What about the Seattle market and what the 49ers are as a brand versus what Tampa and Carolina are as national brands?
Yeah, it depends on what the NFL is trying to accomplish there. Are they going to go for the most impactful game where it is basically what you'd be seeing is the playoffs begin Sunday night if it's Carolina against the Bucs, and I think that's kind of attractive.
That's a good point. I was going to mention it depends on what you find to be important. Do you find to be win or go home important, even if it is the winner of the NFC South, or do you find best record in the NFC and top seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs important?
Our producer David Tetla smartly points out that the game could be on a Saturday night because ESPN and ABC have a doubleheader on week 18. So you can have
there you go. Yeah. Okay. So I would think it's going to be a primetime game. It's the top seed throughout the NFC is too juicy of a matchup to pass up.
I think what would happen is, let's just say everybody wins, Seahawks, 49ers, Rams. I think that they would have those two games. The Rams play the Cardinals week 18. I think they would have those games playing at this exact same time.
Okay.
Right. And I think Saturday, what they like to do with the Saturday games is that it has some impact on the playoff picture, but it's not like the final thing. Mm-hmm. And this year, there are going to be fewer options. What they like to do is, let's just say the Lions. The Lions, they play the Bears, right? Last week, that's a bad example. But usually what they like to say is, okay, if this team wins on Saturday, they're still alive, but they need other things to happen on Sunday. And this year, because of how the AFC and NFC playoff pictures are really coming into focus really quicker than ordinary, they might not have too many options for those Saturday games.